hold a hand and don't believe a lie. You understand me.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm back. And this is truly not clickbait. I'm really married. Like, what the heck? I'm really married. Peep the ring. Wait, let me let it focus. Don't be weird. Focus. Focus. Yee! Anyways, so we're just gonna get right into it because everybody's, I'm sure, wondering, like, who the heck are you? What's going on? So yeah, husband, are you gonna talk about how we met?
How we met? You know, it was such a long time ago.
Okay, you're a comedian.
It's been a year now.
It has been.
We just passed the year mark.
We did.
And you know, I had just moved to Philly. I was scrolling through Instagram looking for places to eat, things to do in Philly, and I came across this cool page. Full on Philly, now known as Full on Danielle.
Tag, Blue.
I followed her, and one day, late at night, you know, I was playing my 2K, you know, dropping 30 in the rack and whatnot, and then I saw that she was going live.
You're ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah, like I was saying, I was dropping 30 in the rack, but you know, it was time to call it a day, and I saw that Danielle was live on Instagram. I had never joined the Instagram live before, but I was like, it must be something cool going on in Philly. So I went on live, and then I see Danielle, and I see Symone. So then they were just talking. I don't know what they were talking about, but I joined live. They were in Colombia, just talking, eating, and I was just
okay. Wait, interjection, because that was my first time going on live, and just randomly I was like, Danielle, like, we should just go on live, and she's like, why? And I'm like, because why not? And she's like, okay, you're a fiend, but fine. And so we get on live. There's basically nobody on the live. There's like 15 people in the live. It was not that many. And pretty much all people we knew, except like maybe him and a couple other people. We were just talking, just vibing, living life randomly for no reason. So the fact that he ended up on that live is crazy. Okay, please continue.
Yeah, but because it was my first time on live, I didn't want to actually like join the live and like get on camera. It was also like 1 o'clock and I was in the dark, so that would have been weird. So I was just in the comments. We were talking about like where we're from, and they were talking about like Jamaica, and Danielle was doing some terrible accents. This is some Jamaican accents. It was awful, but it was a good conversation. So I was telling them I'm also from the Caribbean, and I was, you know, basically I ended up shooting my shot. You know, it was the internet, so you know she couldn't see me. So I was like, I'm gonna just send this. If something happens, that happens. But then they were playing it off. They were like, oh no, they thought I was joking. So then they ended the live, and then I DM'd Danielle, and I was like, nah, I was being serious. Let me get to know that girl over there.
Okay, that's not exactly how it went. Okay, so he was very courteous and like, you know, I just wanted to make my intentions known that, like, you know, I'm very serious. I'm not looking to waste your time. Blah 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 blah. So Danielle puts him through her little preliminary interview process. Then she makes him send a picture. Like, she's like, I need an updated picture from 2024. And like, just anyways. So then, you know, he passes his process, and then of course, I'm in on the whole conversation. So then I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I guess I'll take his information. He can have my Instagram. We'll see. And then, okay, continue.
Then I think I saw that she had a YouTube page. So, you know, I did my pre-work. I went to her YouTube. I think I watched all her videos to know what I'm getting myself into. And then, you know, I crafted a very long message, you know, stating my intentions. And that was that. And now we're married.
I know that really is crazy. That escalated so quickly. Okay, so for me, going from like 30-year-old virgin to married in under a year, it sounds wild to people. Like, I do understand, but we were both so serious on like exactly what we wanted, what we were looking for. Like, we were both like praying and knowing, just making sure that we were following what God wanted us to do and what we were looking for in a partner. But also, people just tend to think like, oh, well, you're just naive, like you don't know, like XYZ. But we were just so prepared for marriage. I feel like more prepared than a lot of people are, especially after we did our like premarital counseling. There was nothing untouched that we had not already gone over in depth. Like in the first 2 weeks of us talking, we were talking about like marriage, kids, religion, relationship, like roles, finances, how like, and just all of these conversations in depth, not just, do you want to be married? Most people are just going to vaguely say yes, because most people, I guess, like want to be married. But like, why do you want to be married? How do you see yourself being as a spouse? What role do you see yourself playing in the relationship? How do you handle conflict? What do you do when you're upset? Like all just in depth about everything. We were even talking about like whether or not to circumcise a son, like whether, like just random things about everything, about how, even the in-depth of finances of like, so random. Anyways, we were just very in-depth about all of our conversations, making sure that we were intentional in talking about things that actually mattered, because that's always how I've been as a person. I'm like, if somebody is trying to if somebody is trying to, like, was trying to talk to me in the past, I feel like if you don't meet like what I'm looking for and meet the godly standards of what I'm looking for in a husband, there is no reason for us to continue talking. Like it doesn't make sense. So I feel like it just makes more sense to get all the hard topics out of the way first and make sure that you're compatible in the big things that really matter, which we were compatible in, like everything. We were deliberately going out of our way trying to find things to disagree about, and literally couldn't even find like anything. And now we've been married for 3 months. Oh my God, I don't know, that was fast. But anyway, even we still have never, now it's been a year, we have never had an argument, we've never really even had a disagreement. We just like talk and are civilized people. Like it just, I don't understand what people even argue about. But I'm like, if people aren't prepared mentally for the what's that word I'm looking for? Like, not challenges of, I mean, but like, I guess challenges of marriage, but like, I don't know. When we were doing our marriage counseling, he was talking about people that like got married or were like in these long-term committed relationships and didn't even know whether or not the other person like wanted kids, or like these big like questions that just were blowing our minds, that like, how can you even be in a relationship with this person and don't know the answers to these questions is crazy. So we were very, very prepared and serious about what we wanted. So yeah, do you have input?
I mean, I think we were lucky in the sense that Symone wasn't working, and I am in a situation where I was working from home and I had a lot of time to just talk. So we were on the phone.
True.
16 hours, 18 hours, just getting
True.
all the conversations out. And, you know, we were on the phone where we were doing the thing where we're just talking or not talking, but just there with each other. Mm-hmm. So we got really comfortable with each other, and that's how it ended. We ended up getting married so quickly because we got all the conversations out.
Mm-hmm. And I think too, we just got to know each other in a very wholesome way, because for the first couple months of us talking like 18 hours a day, just ridiculous, like on the phone all the time, FaceTime all the time. I feel like a lot of people don't get that space to like make sure you really know the person genuinely and you like them for them, without the extra input of like temptations and like everything else like that. Because I think that was another thing for me that was like, because I was like so old and still a virgin and never even really, like I could count on one hand how many times I even like kissed a human being in my life prior to meeting like now my husband. But it's just crazy because I feel like before, in theory, it sounded good, like, oh, a virgin, like great, like, but then they like the concept in theory but not in practice. So it's like, okay, well, I want you to make me your exception type of thing, like secretly just playing along so that they can see how far they'll get. And then once they realize like, oh dang, she was serious, and then they're just gone, poof, disappear. And so that was important for me too. Like, you were actually the one that brought up the conversation of like boundaries and like, you know, what are we gonna do to make sure we keep our boundaries in place, blah, 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 blah. And I think just, I don't know, it's important to know exactly what you want and just like try and stick to it, because never settle, people, never settle. Because 30 years of being single, it was just crazy. I don't know, I didn't feel like single in like a lonely way. I was never lonely. That's what, like, when I was trying to tell people before, like, I don't know, I just felt those were some of my regular life. I think if I had dated before and then stopped dating or something, like maybe I would have felt more lonely, or if I had previously had sex or whatever, like, but I was just, that was like my normal life. It didn't feel weird. It didn't feel lonely. I traveled. I was with friends all the time, just doing my regular things. So I don't even remember why I started that. Moving on. Okay, so what do you have to say, which we kind of touched on, for people that are like, oh, that's too soon. Like, how do you know that they're really the one? And like, what if they're hiding all of these crazy things or whatever? I don't know.
I would say that that person needs to go to Hollywood if they're pretending to be such a person for such a long period of time. And if you're pretending for such a long period of time, what's the end goal? Eventually, you're gonna have to be your true self, and then what? We get divorced or we break up. Then you just wasted a bunch of your time. So I trusted you that you weren't being fake or a different kind of person than you actually are. And also, we spoke a lot. We met each other's families. So it's not just, I'm not just trusting your word for it. I'm talking to a bunch of people around you, the people that you grew up with, people that you've known forever. So there was a lot of confirmation that you are who you said you are.
Yes, and this man is so like kind and loving and just so soft with his wife, so patient. You're the most patient person I've ever known. And like, yeah, you can only fake that type of stuff for so long. People can only fake being patient and like kind. You can't even really fake being kind. That's the other thing. Like, my discernment has always been so good. Like, anybody that's tried to pull the wool over my eyes, I'm like, I might let you think that I don't peep game, but I know what's going on. So yeah, you can only fake that stuff for so long before like you guys have an argument and your true colors come out. You do something that reveals like what your actual character is like. And so once you've seen people like go through certain life circumstances and things and see how they handle other people, how they are with their family and their friends, and like, it's just, yeah, it makes sense once you know the people around them also, if you also have good discernment, which is my top spiritual gift. Thank you to the Lord Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Yes, because if you don't have good discernment, it is a little bit harder probably, but.
Yeah, and we also went on trips together, so it's hard to fake like waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning in a high stressful situation and traveling and faking all that stuff. When you're put into that kind of situation, the real you will always come out, and we went through all those things and we never changed.
And I also thought that when I met him in real life, I was like, this is gonna be the true test. Like, he's gonna just randomly switch up, and now he's gonna be trying to pressure me to have sex or something and like all this stuff. But no, he was just literally, I just knew him so well at that point also, like I knew he wasn't going to. But yeah, you just really know somebody's true colors, honestly, the more you spend time with them. So we were spending like every waking second of every day together. And yeah, it's been great. So I wanted to also talk about the timeline, because things happen so quickly. Okay, how soon, according to you, I know your answer, would you say that you knew that I was the one?
How soon? I think, I'm gonna say probably like a week 2. I probably knew. Just based off the conversations. Also, there's a thing of, I don't know, something about watching someone speak, because you had a YouTube channel and I watched so much of your videos, just a lot of hours already getting to know you, that I think week 2 wasn't week 2 because of the hours that I already knew. So yeah, I think by the second week I already knew this was probably going to be pretty serious.
Yeah, this was in my vows actually, but like by the second week was the first time that I could find like text message evidence of us like talking about marriage seriously. And so I'm just like, it's wild because I know how crazy it sounds in theory, but I also know how well prepared we were and we are, obviously. But the timeline just sounds wild because we met in February. We didn't meet in person in real life until April. We were engaged by July, married by November. So within 9 months of meeting, we were married. And now it's also interesting how many other people's stories that you find that are similar once you're in a certain situation. So I've come across a lot of couples from like church and like my friends, like family members, people that are just randomly on Instagram and stuff that were married after. Okay, the most extreme one I saw was after 2 weeks, but then they were married for like 60 years until the lady's husband just died. But I've been seeing a lot lately of people married after 3 months, 6 months, or like just within a year in general. And their sentiments are just the same. Like when you're so well prepared and you guys are so honest with each other about everything, it's just easy. There's never been a hard, like, I didn't know what love was like because I had never been in love because I had never dated anybody. So, but I'm like, it's just so literally like easy. I feel like it's only hard for people that are not prepared or are doing like crazy, funky stuff up to no good, sneaky, like I don't know. I don't know. And I know people are going to be like, again, oh, that's naive. You wait till whenever you, blah, blah, blah. But there's plenty of people that have like no end to their honeymoon phase. They're just like a genuine, happy couple that just actually likes to spend time with each other. They're good together and they just live well. And that's it. It's just as simple as that when it is as simple as that.
Yeah, people often ask me, like, how long have you been married? And I tell them, like, oh, I'll ask you again in a year. And then your response will probably be different. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, people are wild. But so many people are so used to toxic relationships, toxic marriages, and divorce. But those people, a lot of those people were not ready for marriage in the first place. Mm-hmm. So it's not shocking that a lot of those people have like jilted views of marriage and relationships and XYZ.
Yeah.
So
there's also just a randomness of how we even met each other, the amount of things that had to go, how they went for us to meet each other. Mm-hmm. Just speaks to, dang, God did this, I guess, because it was just way too random for it to just be random. God had to do it.
Exactly. No, literally. It's my friend. I've talked about this on you. If you've actually watched all my YouTube videos, which I'm like, I don't think I have that many supporters on here, but if you have it, you do. I love you, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. So I met one of my friends named Alicia on TikTok in 2022. Because of her, she sent me Danielle's page in 2020, the end of 2023. I had never seen Danielle's page before. And then I randomly start chatting with Danielle. We decide to quit our jobs and move to Colombia, just randomly. But I feel like, again, orchestrated by God and good discernment. And we were living in Colombia, great, cool. Meet Kevin because of that, like exchange of circumstances. And then now I'm married. And in the midst of that, like I was praying and making sure that I was like asking God, what, like, is this my husband? Because if it is, I need Jesus Christ himself to tell me before I waste my time, energy, all these things. Like I need to know. So I prayed some specific prayers. I got every sign that I asked for, and God was sprinkling in extra signs for fun. Like I asked for a specific sign before I met him, and for a specific sign to happen, not before I met him, but like before I met him in person. And then for a specific sign to happen after I met him in person. And then some other things happened as well. And so God was just confirming everything for me. And there was no doubt within his character at all. So yeah, there was just no doubt in my mind. It just worked and flowed perfectly. My family was skeptical because, again, I never dated. So they're like, who the heck is this guy and what is he up to and here for? But then, yeah, they quickly realized his character as well. And they trust my judgment of character. And so I think that already brought their guards down like, dang, okay, well, if Symone likes him and Simone's bringing home the first guy ever, he must be all right. And then, you know, they did their interviews and checking him out and everything. But yeah, he just blends in now. Well, he blended in pretty quickly.
Then on my end, the randomness of it was I had just moved to Philly just 2 months prior, and Philly was kind of a random place that I just was a random city in a way. I was thinking of, I'm gonna start over. I'm from New York. I moved to New Jersey, and I was like, I'm gonna start somewhere fresh. And then Philly was the place that I chose, and then to just randomly see Danielle's page, because there's so many pages on Instagram about places to eat and things to do in Philly, and that was just one of the random ones that I saw. And then to randomly see that she was going live at that time of the night was also just wow. So.
And he was gonna continue to be on 2K and decided just like, let me just get off this last game, and ended up, getting on the live. And if he had played that last game, we would have been off already.
Yeah, and if I had not played one more even before that, I probably would have been asleep. So just one quick decision changed our entire lives.
Isn't that what? Yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, you're just a chill guy.
Yeah.
But okay, 2 quick more questions because this video is long now. What do we like to do for fun? I feel like it's like weird because we're such boring people, but not at the same time. I feel like we like an array of things, but we're not like the classic version of people's fun, which I never feel like I have been anyway.
I mean, our new thing is pickleball.
I have a bruised lip currently because of that, because the freaking ball hit me in the mouth yesterday. Anyways.
Well, you hit the ball.
No.
Yeah, okay. Pickleball is our new activity that we like to do together, but we do like to eat a lot.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
He wants me to be as big as a house.
Sure. Yeah, so eating and pickleball and just being outside, which we haven't really gotten a chance to do a lot these days, but just doing random stuff outside.
We love also a good game night. Sucker for a good game night. He swears that he wins everything. He's lying. I beat him in almost everything that we play every single time. Obviously, because I'm the champ of everything I've ever done.
Yeah, what kind of guy would I be if I just
all right,
beat
relax.
my wife at all the games that we play?
So we love playing games. We like movies. We just like to go out and eat, explore new things. And then pickleball. What else? That's not it, but I can't remember anything else right now. So whatevs. Nothing?
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Okay. And I just want to talk about our wedding because it was just amazing. It was so pretty, beautifully orchestrated. Everything, I feel like I was like the most stress-free bride ever because thanks to this man, he's a planner. I'm not a planner. I don't like planning things. I was involved in all of the processes, but he was taking getting stuff done, getting to the nitty-gritty. And I'm like, yeah, I just got to just sit back, find my dress, relax, and everything went literally perfectly. Our wedding started exactly on time. And everybody just had such a good time. So many people were like, oh my God, this is the best wedding I've ever been to. Like, this was so much fun. Because it was really just genuinely such a good time. Amazing vibes. I have no notes.
Yeah, I would say that everyone always says the day goes by really quickly, and it really does. It felt like it was just like a couple of hours.
Yeah.
But definitely the best day ever. I would recommend 10 out of 10.
No. So yeah, but it was great. And like my husband says, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. So yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm sure you guys are gonna have questions. There's a lot more to talk about, but we're cutting this video for now. Any notes?
Nope.
Okay, wait, show your ring.
My ring?
Show your ring that your wife got you, period. Hold on. You can't see it, but it has a filigree design on the gold and then with black diamonds. I ate that, yes, and she ate this. My mic is so beautiful. Like, I'm obsessed. Hold on. Obsessed. I just don't know why it's being weird and not showing a good angle, but yeah.
It's just safety, or else it would blind you all. So.
Period. I sliced the skin off of my pinky finger, so that's what's going on there. But yeah. Anyways, you guys, that's it. So, bye.
Bye.
Yay, we did it, husband.
Soften up the mess, drop it in the water, let the daughter find her image with the rest. She'll be learning how to breathe.